Hello Facebook, it's me, Gary Allen Weaving, the founder and CEO of Forgotten Veterans UK. I've just been to Voss, Isle of Wight, and we struggled to get on an early ferry, so I've got an hour to kill. So I'm going to sit here and talk to you about anything that you want to know. So I've got two people watching. So come on, number one person, identify yourself. Let me know that you're here and who you are, and ask me anything. What do you want to know? What would you like to know about the charity? What would you like to know about Forgotten Veterans? What would you like to know about Fort Cumberland? What would you like to know about me? Hello Angie O'Carroll. Hello my love, one of my special. Right, we've got 5 people. Come on. Identify yourself, say hello, so I know who I'm talking to. Ask me anything that you want to know. I've had a good day, early start. Had to get over to Isle of Wight Voss. Not a massive attendance there, but it's a growing drop-in, which is important. If I'm honest, it's a lot of aggravation, but small acorns do grow. Veterans Outreach Support have shown us commitment and given me a platform when others wouldn't. So I look after those that look after us, and I also want to get a better footprint on the island. Right, are you, Richard Watson, are you going to the march on Saturday? Well, I don't know if many of you know this, but I was actually originally approached by Norman McGuigan and a few other different people about figureheading this march on Saturday. And my first reaction was if it's done properly, professionally, it's about veterans and their problems, then I think I could get some of our supporters in Westminster to come out and at least listen to what we had to say. But unfortunately, and this is no knock on on Norman McGuigan, because he's a decent guy who's trying to do the best for our community. But what then happened was the DFLA got involved, and then UKIP got involved and wanted to speak. And guys, it comes political. We cannot show a political allegiance. And the problem is, whatever you think of the DFLA and UKIP and Tommy Robinson and all this little crew, the moment they're involved, Antifa come out, the dirty unwashed, and that's when there's 10 million police, them trying to get a rise out of us. We'll end up lashing back, and now we're all far-right veterans. And unfortunately, I can't put the charity before my own beliefs. Is there a time that we will all need to march? Yes. Is there a time that we'll need to march and it doesn't matter who is involved? Yes. But that is not yet. And the day comes that we all have to put our berets on, or our civilians on, and go and march for what's right for this country. I will be there. But will I be there as CEO of Forgotten Veterans? No, I won't. I will be there as Gaz Weaving, a person. Hi, Gary Bambi, Hilary Littlewood, Christopher. How you all doing? Lovely. Thank you for joining me. Share this, get this out there. So I wish, in short, I wish them the best of luck on Saturday. When it became about civilians using the platform for their own agenda as well, I'm out. I have to put the charity before civilians, unfortunately. So yes, there'll be a time for us to march, but when we do, and if you want me and my organisation to figurehead this and get behind it, it will be about veterans and nothing else, because that is our priority. So yeah, a shame. Barry McGuigan, everyone that's involved, the British Media Forces, I wish you the best of luck. I'm currently very, very, very busy. I'm in a lot of pain a lot of the time, so I cannot warrant a trip to London this weekend. But you will all be in my thoughts, and I will be watching quietly, and hope that what's achieved is what is asked for, what they're trying to do. But guys, do not retaliate to the unwashed. You will undo a lot of work that we've already done, and we do not want to get a reputation for being wrong-uns. Right, Richard Watson, the time is now, surely. The amount of soldiers and veterans and suicide. Yeah, Richard, I do agree with you, Richard. I get that. But when UKIP want to speak, when the DFLA want to speak, show their banners, it becomes about them as much as it becomes about us. And when I put my beret and medals on, there's all people from Voss just turning up in the car park now, so they're all being silly because they realised I'm doing a live feed. Oh, I just noticed my teeth look absolutely fabulous. They really do. I might be a bald, fat, sweaty mess, but I'm going to have some good teeth there. So yes, I hope everyone does well on Saturday. I hope there's no trouble. Please listen to what I've just said. You will play into their hands, and I hope something is achieved. And if nothing else, then we must bang that drum. Will we come out at some stage? I think it's getting to the stage that we're all going to have to put our shoes on at some stage. But this Saturday, I don't believe that is the event. I'm not ruling out working with Barry and all the people in the Norman in the future. He knows I've got a lot of respect for him, and the fact that he's got the balls to put his shoes on and say what needs to be said. But it was the civilian element that ruined it for me, and he knows that, and he respects my honesty. You know, when we need to march, we will march, but we will march for veterans and not for civilians. Louise Wilkinson, I think you're doing a great job. Keep it up. Thank you, Louise. That means a lot. But I am one of many. I am Tommy. We are all Tommy. We are all fighting hard through my charity, through our organisation. We've got veterans, we've got civilians, we've got associated professionals working in our community. And, you know, when I want to go, actually, I'm going to talk about an issue here, okay? About a week or two ago, I posted a screenshot of our Barclays community account. And the reason being was because I was being hassled yet again in private, being called a thief, being called a fake, being called a walt. We're collecting and not giving it to the veterans. And posting that figure, we've raised 10,400 since June, and we've paid out 10,800 since June. was to say, shut up, go away, get a life, come back when you're not an idiot, and we will help you and we will support you. But trying to diminish our work and the work that my volunteers have done, you know, you're making yourself look like idiots, because we've earned our wings. We've proven everything we said we would do, we have done. So there's nothing, you can't touch us. You want to see our accounts, you get in the queue and you wait till they're published like everybody else. I've got nothing to hide, and neither has any of my volunteers. They are the salt of the earth. Are we perfect? No. Do we make mistakes? Yes. Are we prepared to own it and be honest about our mistakes? Of course. And anyone that isn't shouldn't be doing what they're doing. When you screw up, you screw up. It's how you deal with it afterwards which is important. You try and bullshit your way out of it because you haven't got the minerals to say, I made a whoopsie. It makes you look twice as bad as what you did in the first place. So, you know, if you screw up, just own it. But as long as everyone's safe, and as long as the clients we help and the volunteers that help them are safe, then there's nothing you can do. You know, keep bitching, keep moaning. Hello, Hayley Evans, my sister-in-law, absolute star. She goes out dropping off collection pots and loads of different things. Janet Dawes, hello, my lovely. Janet Dawes is one of the cases, one of the stories, not a case, that's wrong to say, that sticks in my mind. What happened with her son, I'm not going to say too much because it's not my business, okay? But it's quite a story, and we're going to represent her son at the fort, so his memory. He's going to be named after one of the bays is going to be named out after her son, so his memory is not forgotten, and the people can learn from the mistakes that happened. And I think, you know, that's what's important. Joe, someone said to me the other day, are you a charity basher, Gary? And I was a little bit taken back by that. And I said, well, if having an opinion means you're a charity basher, then yeah, I'm a charity basher. But I don't say anything that I can't prove. I don't do, or, you know, we look for information. We listen to people. We can see where we're going wrong, where people have been going wrong, either through greed or just mistakes. We're not trying to sell a cure, a dream, give me an absolute fortune and we'll fix that veteran. We're not. Because to be honest, I don't think we know how to quite treat PTSD and its associated mental health problems. Because really, when you look at PTSD, it isn't a culmination of mental health problems in some cases. You know, and when we don't know quite what we're trying to fix and we're using civilian mental health methods, you know, this is why it doesn't quite work on people like us. That's the problem, you know. So we don't try and flog a cure. We just try and sell prevention. Because all these veterans and their families, they need local projects. The big ones that do a great job, okay? I'm not taking anything away from the good work that they do. But what my point is a lot of the time is the amount of money that's there. And it's not diminishing anything away from the volunteers, the salt of the earth, the managers, the people that have dedicated themselves. My point is to the top tier, the trustees, the accountants, the directors. And when I charity bash, as you could call it, I'm just trying to bring to the attention that really more needs to be done. We've reached a point, you know, since 100 years since some of these charities started. And I honestly think we are worse than ever. It's got that bad. And I think that we've focused on cures and big price tags when really it's small price tags that are needed. Basic mental health in their own community. Basic education, basic amenities. You know, they're not fixing back in, some are struggling to get back into society because they feel that society doesn't understand them. So let's give them projects where they can join with their own and have somewhere to go. You know, because what seems to be happening is they're either waiting for treatment and killing themselves in the time being, or they're putting all their eggs into one basket, thinking if I get on that course, I'm going to come out a new man. I'm going to come out fixed. All my problems are going to go away. And the reality of it is they're just teaching you tools. That's it. And if you go from A to B to C to D to E, they're virtually the same course. It's you that needs to change. It's you that needs to look at the problems in your life. And I don't, something I say to people is don't go for these, I'm never going to do this again and I'm going to completely change my life and everyone around me is going to think, no, I'm a changed person. Because the problem is, to do that is quite often, it's a massive target, massive goal, massive. So when you fail, you go spiralling right back to the end again, straight down that snake, boom, straight at the bottom. Because the problem we have is hope. Hope is a strong word. If you do not have hope in your life, life gets pointless. And when life gets pointless, it gets dangerous. But to have hope, you need goals. And to have goals, they need to be achievable. I'm one of the worst ones for batting it out the park. You know, I'm going to do this, this and this. And sometimes, isn't it better to bite off little chunks? Little tiny chunks. So the people around you can see that you're trying. If you sleep too much, set an alarm. If you eat too much, have one sandwich instead of two. If you drink too much, have 2 cans less. Don't drink during the day. Just show the people around you that you're making improvements. You're making small steps. You're trying to change. You're changing without running. You are, you're walking, because a slow, gradual change is a more firmer, realistic change. And when you screw up, because you will, I screw up all the time because I'm a person. And people screw up, whether it's intentionally or not. But when you screw up, the people around you will see that you've made so much effort for so long that they'll go, we'll let that one go. We understand it's not going to be plain sailing. When you screw up, when you lose it, when you smash things up, when you abuse yourself, you abuse your family, drunk, drinks, fags, it's how you deal with it afterwards, guys and girls. You own your mistake. You say, I screwed up, but I'm a human. And it's how you react afterwards. Don't go blaming everybody else, because what's the point? That just makes you look even worse. I mucked up. I'm sorry. I'm going to learn from it. I'm going to change something slightly, and I'm going to keep marching. That's what people want to see. And that's what I try and promote. Small, gradual change in the right direction. Right, Susan Appleby, hello love, lovely to meet you. One of my favourites, Hilary Littlewoods, one of my specials. What a woman. I need a fresh question. Come on, give me a fresh question. Someone asked me something. You've got me on a roll. I'm probably going to tell you about all sorts. So my wife's probably sat at doors going, oh no, what's he going to say next? But I've worn my heart on my sleeve so people can learn from my mistakes. I've owned my shit, excuse my French, and I've tried to better myself, and that's all you can do. We can help most when changes are starting to take place. Sometimes we are at the beginning of a path. Yes. Oh, Hayley Evans, who is your favourite sister-in-law? Well, really? Can you? That's a naughty question, because whoever I say, I'm in trouble, aren't I? Who's my favourite sister-in-law? You've all got qualities that I love, and you're all a little bit like each other. And I think you're an amazing family that have dealt with me at my worst for many years, and you're still here for me despite the fact I pushed you all away. So you're all my favourite, and you know, the effort and the allowances you've made for me I will never forget, ever forget. Right, when can I come back down? Okay, well, I'm in talks with some major at 12 Artillery, 12 Brigade. He's going to come back to me in the next few days. We have got Camp 3 looming, and I've asked for 10 squaddies to come down. So we're going to also have as many veterans and associated civilians come along. We're going to need a full administration team. It's going to be wetter and it's going to be colder, but it ain't training if it ain't raining. Right, Baz Williamson, how's the Basher project coming along, mate? It's coming along well. I will be happier when it's finished. I will be happier on the 26th of November when we primarily open. We are dealing with Historic England, and they said from the beginning we are particularly picky and particularly anal, and we do it for a reason, and that's why they're good at their job. So they have thrown a few curveballs at us, moved a couple of fence posts, goal posts, but they are fighting hard for us. This woman called Sarah, she's the sort of person that liaises with us. They're one of their managers from sort of up at head office. She is a phenomenal lady, because she doesn't get paid to deal with us, but she gets us. She wants us to do well there. She wants to get us in. She understands that we're losing people by the day, and it's imperative. I could have opened this next year at some stage and had plenty of time to, you know, pick away slowly, slow time, all that business. But you know why I chose November? Because we're losing boys and girls. And if we only take one or two in the run up to Christmas, and we manage to save one or two from doing the obvious, then it's worth the rush. We're going to primarily open on the 26th of November. It's going to be a big la-di-da sausage roll fight. We're sending out the invites next week. We will have more work to do. We'll have things to put into process, because when we go real live launch, you know, we're ready to take veterans in their 10s or whatever. We have to be right. We're dealing with real people with real problems. It's not just talk, it's not keyboard warrioring online. This is real, and I do not want to spend the rest of my life feeling like I'm responsible for someone's death because we didn't do it properly. So when me and the trustees are happy that we are ready to take veterans and associates properly, that is what we will do. And if we save one life next year, it's worth every single penny that we've put into this and every single minute of our time. Right, Gary Quinn. All right, okay. Darren Taylor, would you recommend anyone going into the forces now? This is a big taboo. It's a good job for good people. We need young, fit, intelligent people to take up arms and do our bidding for us. Whether it's right or wrong, that is not for us to question, it is for us to do. But currently, with the prosecutions, I cannot guarantee my son will not be prosecuted in 20 years' time. So until that they can prove that my son will be housed, my son will be cared for, my son will be re-educated and retrained, and have access to mental health and not be prosecuted for doing what he was told to do, he will not be joining. And that's sad, because we have a long history of military service in my family. So, do I recommend people join the army? They're free to do what they want to do, and I would not put anyone else off. I would just make them aware of certain things so they are protected. As if it was my son and daughter, I'd like someone to tell them. So if that makes me an MOD basher, so be it. I'm not anti-military, I'm not pro-military, I'm a realist. I look at facts, I look at evidence, and I look at the problems that we've got today. And then I give an opinion. And it's only an opinion. I'm just one man. What do I know? You know? My son has been in 10 years now so far, but since he's been in, there's been huge changes. Sadly, he wouldn't recommend either. Well, that says it all, doesn't it? The ones that are in are now recommending people don't sign up. And that's a problem. Because, hello, welcome to the world. We are on the crest of World War III. We are on the crest of severe anarchy in Europe. We are on the crest of severe anarchy on our own streets. Because the people that fought and gave their life for this country are not being listened to and are not being helped and are being put at the back of the queue. I went to fight, I went abroad to help these people. I didn't go to kill them, I went to help them. But the reality is, I didn't expect them all to come home with me afterwards. We should have put them into safe zones in their own country and protected them. Let them fight it out between themselves and then let the people return to their own towns, their own communities. Then used their own oil money to regenerate and to rebuild their country for them. giving them the impression that coming all the way across Europe, living in the jungle for 2 years, trying to get into lorries to come to Britain was the best thing for them, was the worst decision we've made. And it is going to charge us, it's going to cost us 1,000 times what if we'd actually protected them in their own country. I want to live in a free, multicultural society where we are all given the same opportunities and work and live under the same laws and conditions. We have allowed segregation in our communities, religious schooling, and what that has done is it has created a divide. If the children do not grow up together and do not learn to respect each other from an early age, the moment they get to 18, 19, 20, then we've got problems. Then we've got ingrown terror. And we're not just talking about one ideology, our own ideology. We have people that think running people down outside a mosque is the right thing to do. That is as twisted as what they did. So all we've done is bitten our nose off. It's talking about the problems in society, being able to have free speech and talk about the problems that we face without being labelled a charity basher, a racist. You know, this country was built on military tradition and military heritage. We didn't get it right in our ancestry, all right? And I'm not pretending we did, but we built a great society on the back of that. We are losing our cultures and our traditions by the day. Our army and our royal family is what makes Great Britain great, wherever you come from. If you live in England, I'd like people to respect our traditions and our laws, and then we shall give them the same freedoms. I'm not going to come off the the ideology thing, because I'm not racist. I'm not a preacher. I'm not far right. I'm not an imam. I'm just a bloke. Okay? And I'm giving you an honest and true opinion. And what I think about those things shouldn't be held against my charity. This is Gary Weaving speaking to you. This isn't Forgotten Veterans speaking to you. Boils down to money, surprise. So, anyone else? So we've got 7 people here. Who else? Has anyone else got a question for me? Let's ask something more about what we're doing. Who's got something else to ask? So I've talked about the fall. We got some t-shirts coming out, guys and girls. Really well made, well designed t-shirts. Wash well, will not shrink. Wear them to death. We paying a slight premium because we've asked for quality, because we want you to have a long-lasting product so you don't feel like you've been ripped off. We will not be earning an awful amount on each t-shirt. It's more about exposure and getting the message out there than it is getting the making money. We've always been like that, to be honest. We've never tried to overcharge for things. Some of the prices I've seen on websites for a bloody pencil, ridiculous. We're not here to rip people off, you know, and especially not our own people. T-shirt idea, cool, we'll be ordering. Thank you, Julie. Are you going to use Building Heroes again? Yes, I am. We're hoping that their new course is going to be coming down to the fall. It may be a week early. We're talking to the college, we're talking to the management at Building Heroes. It's a fantastic charity. Fantastic. And I've been working very closely with them from we started. No ego, no attitude. They've got the same problems as the rest of us small ones, getting the large ones to support them. And they're doing the absolute best with what they've got. And I'm going to be working alongside Historic England and Building Heroes to bring on further courses and to be able to help more veterans and the community learn new skills. So watch out for this space. Building Heroes, amazing. If people want to use the course but are struggling, come and see me. I can't promise you fortunes, but we will help where we can. When you're going to do paracord wristbands, Chris, when we can find someone that is going to sit there for hours and hours and hours and hours and make them an affordable rate so we can put a small amount of profit on them. We've tried going through companies, they want too much for them. It feels like we'd be ripping off the clients, and that's not what we're about. We don't rip off our supporters. We value you buying our stock, our products, our wristbands, and we want you to get the most out of them. Dale Hardman is switched on with the building stuff, Gaz. Yes, I know Derek. I took the breakfast clubs to Westminster, that meeting that I held and shared, and I believe that something good come out of it for them through the MOD, so that day worked out well for them. I want you to, Stuart Cobber Neil, I want to thank you for the support and advice I received. Stuart, please forgive me, we helped so many. I'm not quite sure what we gave you, but I'm pleased that you're happy. I don't deal with a lot of the cases now. I'm the fun police that says yes to the money, no to the money. I know that in the last 14 days, I think we've given out nearly £1,200 in assistance. And the problem is, as quick as it's coming in, it's going back out. So if you guys want your money, your pound, to know that it's going somewhere without it getting creamed off, then donate £1 a month to us. Set up a direct debit for the price of a chocolate bar and let it roll. If I get 1,000 people giving me £1, that's a lot of help we can give out each month. Real help, quick, snappy, real help. Prime example. A woman come to us some time ago and she said, Gary, I have been to 7 small charities. They're all run by very well-meaning people that give very well-meaning advice, but they don't actually ever give any real assistance. They just send you somewhere else that does exactly the same. She'd went round 7 charities. 7 charities before she come to us, and within an hour and a half there was money in her account. Done. Real help. Yes, we've had to look at other things for her. Money isn't the answer to all evils, but people want quick assistance. They can't wait 6 to 8 weeks. They can't wait for the form to come through the post. They need it now, especially when there's kids involved. And we take that extremely seriously. Hi Anne, Anne's just joined us, lovely to see you. Oh, for Christ's sake, sorry, I've got one big chin, and how I can miss this gobble and chip it down my chin, I don't know. But I'm wearing my coffee like a party dress at the moment. I haven't done a long one like this for too long, for a while. Because I probably say too much, and my trustees get a bit excited when I get a bit carried away. People. Hello, I'm back again. Sorry, that was my car doing something strange. Started playing tunes. I'm back. Shane Tinney passed a couple of years ago. Maybe contact. There's a few of them there. Yes, we're working very closely with the Breakfast Clubs. They're great people. Shows the most simplest of ideas are the most effective. And that's the way forward, and that's what we've sort of based the charity on at the end of the day. Sometimes veterans spending time with veterans is all that's needed. I said to that medical board up at NHS England, I said, isn't it cheaper to give a gym pass than a bag of antidepressants? And they all went very quiet and agreed. They're over opiating veterans, doctors, blah blah blah, because they do not know what else to do with us, and that's the problem. We've lost sight of what we're trying to do. We're trying to cure something no one knows how to cure, and they do not understand. We need local projects run by selfless people. Not, I'll do anything for a veteran as long as I get 50 grand a year and you buy a book. Proper selfless people that have done the footwork for nothing for a long time, that haven't just come up with a fancy presentation and a crisp suit. I see it too many times. People using their rank instead of their skill and their passion, you know, and that's part of the problem. Some of these larger organisations are happy to help the old boy network because that's the dumb thing, but I'm not happy to help the smaller ones that have put all the work in. You know, you can have offices, you can have flashy graphics, you can do the most wonderful PowerPoint, but it is nothing unless you've got veterans, unless you've got their respect, their ear, their trust. You're just another pie-eye dream that will be at bust in a year because you've done it all on luxuries, and that is the bottom dollar of it. Right, I'm gonna start knocking this on the head because I've had a bloody long day. I've been talking to a lot of people because that's what I do best. My ferries coming in a bit. I may not get on this one, so I may be stuck here till 7 o'clock. What you do for others, but you know, coming over here again this month, if there's one person we can change, one person we can make a difference, then it's worth coming here for, you know. We don't sit on our arse. We do not expect the whole world to come to us. We go looking for these people and we give them the money that was donated for them and not everything else. Right. Right. I'm going to cut you all short there, guys. Thanks for listening. Please share this. Get it amongst your friends. Get people listening to what I've got to say, because the more people that understand, the bigger this army's getting. And we need to build an army, and we're doing it. An army that's going to help ourselves and look after ourselves. And the ones around us that want to try and cause, you know, point the finger and find fault, are usually doing it to hide their mistakes and to hide their issues. We've clocked it. I'm no fool. I might be a softie. I might want to tread on hot coals for people, but I'm certainly no fool. So please don't take me like one. I'll be your best friend. I'll be there for you. We'll get our shoes on at 2 o'clock in the morning and come and find you. But do not take advantage. This lion is sleeping, not dead. Believe me. Thank you for listening. Take care. I'm Gaz Weaving, the CEO and founder of Forgotten Veterans. We are changing the world of veterans day by day. Big statement, very ballsy, but it's true. We've earned our wings. We do exactly what we said on the tin. It's about veterans and not about us. Take care, guys. Thank you. All the best.